All right, welcome. A special review edition. So I'm going to be reviewing Mighty Mosaic's game here. This was his quick castle against the Magyars. Let's see how we do. So he is the Magyars, not against the Magyars. Playing Golden Pit. All right, he's going against the Goths. Tommy8530. Let's see what you got, Tommy.
Igen.
Parancs.
Építkezet. Szolgálatára. Építkezet.
That's my video a little away.
Igen. Gyűjtögetek. Parancs. Gyűjtögetek.
Okay, so far so good. Queued up the villagers. Actually, hang on, let me go back. I was changing my screen here. Let me see if I missed something. I do like that exclamation points. Pretty cool. See your idle vills.
Igen.
So picks two vill, queues them up, picks two, builds it over there, picks one, builds it over here. Could be a little faster, a little smoother with that, but it's not. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. Scouting the scout around.
Igen.
You
Gyűjtögetek.
know, house for like 3 seconds, maybe 2 seconds. That's not too bad.
Gyűjtögetek.
So, hang on, let me pause that. So, I mean, a very small thing, but queue that villager up before. So, when you start building that house, build the house and then pick the villager again. I think you have to do it, and then left trigger and put them onto the sheep. You know, just put everything like in place while they're building. That way, as soon as they finish building, you can just go ahead and do it. But so far, so good. Scouting looks good. Yeah, I mean, this map, you kind of know where the opponent is more or less. You have an idea at least, and you know what's in the middle of the map. Okay. Moving the sheep around a little bit, get them in the right spot. Scouting around. Okay, so far so good. Alright, so now you have one villager in queue. You have 34 food.
Jó napot.
You should get 50. Alright, so that villager... Alright, so there's a waypoint issue right there. Hang on, let me go back and see what happened. So that villager came out and is... You're messing with the scout. So that villager came out right there. 147. And they went to your waypoint, which is over there.
Jó napot.
And...
Gyűjtögetek.
So it took them, so from 147 to 213, right? So that's like almost 30 seconds. So that's one villager for an entire length of a villager being built. You have a villager doing absolutely nothing, right? So that's just setting the waypoint properly. You know, just paying attention, setting the waypoint. You're probably more, it's more important to control the villagers than it is to control the scout. So if that's like something that's an issue, you know, you might just want to go auto scout. Or you can set, like, one thing you can do, you can set the scout to, you know, just hold left trigger and just scout, and just don't even worry about it after that.
Szolgálatára.
All right, villager
Építkezek.
8 is going for the lumber camp. So far, so good. Setting the waypoint on the wood. Nice. Also, try to use the D-pad instead of using the like controlling around. Like, just press down to select the town center. You know, like I can see you doing it, so you know how to do it. It's just sometimes, you know, you probably just prefer to pick.
Feltrágó.
I do the same thing where I zoom in and out. Computer players always say, like, keep the same zoom at all times, but I think on Xbox you kind of need to zoom in and out. I think it's just you can't control like, precisely enough with the controller.
Feltrágók.
All right, so you got the second villager, third villager going to wood. Now you need another house at some point. But villager production's good, solid. Building all the villas you need to build.
Igen.
Szolgálat parancs. Feltágok.
Jó napot.
Okay, all right. That was a
Szolgálat vágó.
weird click you just did there. You picked all your villagers and you idled them. I don't know what's going on here. You got this vill. You set your waypoint into a really weird spot for some reason.
Feltágok. Jó napot.
All your villagers are going there. Now you're not building villagers right now. You need to build a house. Okay, so now you're building villagers, but do you recognize that you're gonna need a house?
Bányászok.
Because building a house is like super critical. You know, you want to build a house like when you have like, I do the second one on wood to build the next house because it's just easy to remember to do that.
Igen.
But
Építkezek.
okay, here, let me pause this.
Jó.
So the second one on that goes to the wood, just build a house with that villager. So have the first one go build a lumber camp, and have the second one build the house, right? Because now you're wasting. So you already wasted a bunch of time by having your villagers being idle because of your waypoint issues, right? So that's kind of mistake number one so far. And then mistake number two is not building a house so that the villagers are just not being able to be built. You know, it takes 25 seconds to build a vill. So if you're housed, you know, it's like 1 or 2 villagers that you're down already.
Jó napot. Építkezek.
And you can see Tommy 8530, he's got, you know, his score is 60 hires. That's probably just from, you know, an extra villager or two. But yeah, look at all this time. Also, when you're housed, it's kind of panic mode, right? So like build a house with 1 villager when you do it on time. If you are housed though and you need to build another one, send 3 or 4 villagers. Like it's panic mode. You have to build a house like super fast. Okay, you got 4 bills in queue.
Parancs. Bányászok.
Now, I think you're doing the 4 on... What we talked about the other day. I think you're doing the 4 on wood, 4 on stone, and then you're going to go up at 25
Gyűjtögetek.
villagers.
Szolgálatára.
So then all the rest should be going for food right now.
Igen.
So this villager going out, what are they doing? Building a mill?
Építkezek.
Okay. You could build the mill closer into
Jó
the
napot.
berries, like push it right into the berries. It's more efficient. With lumber camps, mining camps, it was perfect. But that one you can push in a little bit more. All right.
Vadászok.
And then
Szolgálat. Gyűjtögetek.
your waypoints are weird. Like put the waypoint right on the berries. There's no reason to put it next to the berries. Put it right on the berries.
Vadászok. Jó napot. Építkezek.
Okay. Yeah, you need another house. So you're gonna be housed again, I think,
Építkezek.
because you started building the house when you had 19 pop, and the villager comes out and you're there. So if you have to build at least 2 population ahead of time in the beginning, and then yeah, the waypoint needs to be set on the berries itself, not next to the berries. I'm not sure why you're doing that, but it just the less that you have to do, like this game is so complicated and confusing. The less you have to do, the better. So if you can put the waypoint right on the berries, it's like you don't have to think about the villagers coming out. You know, I think you moved it now, but I'm not sure why it wasn't like that. And then if you are gonna put it the mill like 1 away from the berries, you really want to have the villagers being closer to the mill, so that's just more efficient. You want to be going for the next boar, probably a little sooner. You're gonna finish that boar.
Jó napot.
Yeah, you're gonna finish that boar for. So those villagers are gonna be sitting there doing nothing. So just there's a lot of little inefficiencies, which, you know, 1 or 2 of them doesn't make a big deal, but you know, a lot of them combined does. It's just, you have 5-6 villagers sitting there doing nothing for,
Jó napot.
you know, if you think about it, if it's 10 seconds, that's 50 seconds because it's 5 of them, or 6 of them. So it's a whole minute of them not doing anything.
Azonnal.
It's also nice if you have
Építkezek.
more sheep.
Megyek. Vadászok.
If you have more sheep around your base, those villagers can be gathering sheep at least while you're waiting for
Megyek.
that,
Igenis.
that boar to come in.
Értettem.
So yeah, I mean, all this stuff is just like, you know, little things just you can clean up.
Szolgálatára.
You know, 'cause that's a long time. All those villagers sitting there.
Szolgálatára. Vadászok.
And then even the board is being a little farther away. And your mining
Bányászok.
camp is too close to the gold. You want to be one tile away. So your mining camp on the stone is perfect, but the one on the gold is just a little off. Okay, but so you're at 25 population. You need another 75 wood. You're not building any villagers now. So you want to force drop. Yeah, you want to force drop.
Vadászok.
Okay.
Parancs.
I like that you. I do that same thing too. Like while you're dropping it off, just go to the town center and get ready to click up.
Építkezek.
Okay, so this strategy, you don't need to build a barracks. You want to get up as fast as possible, and barracks just slows you down getting up. So you really want to build just a barracks. I mean, a blacksmith and a mill.
Igen. Vadászok.
So blacksmith is 150, a mill is 175.
Szolgálat.
You don't need to build any more villagers. So you can just stay right at 25 villagers. So you don't need to build any more houses. So like really, you just need to get
Bányászok.
3.
Parancs.
What is it? 150 and 175. So you need 325 wood.
Építkezek.
So when you get up, you want to have 325. But now you're building a mill for 100. You're building a barracks for 150. You're building, I don't know what you're building over there. Another lumber camp, maybe. So I guess so. All right. So here's this process. So here's what's going on here, right? So you have a strategy. This is kind of like an all-in sort of. I'm gonna achieve this one goal. I'm gonna do this one thing of get up to Castle Age, build a castle, right, and then make my castle unit. So if you're gonna do that, you have to commit. This strategy that you're doing right now is non-committal, right? So you're building a barracks because you're like, okay, maybe I'm going to need, to build some army, I guess. You're building another lumber camp because you're like, okay, I'm going to need more wood, right? You don't need to do any of that. You just need to get a 325 wood, take those villagers, maybe put them on the berries, have them go to the hunt, right? The hunt, maybe you need another 100 wood for the mill, but you don't need you don't need to build extra stuff if you don't need to, right? So I think it's just kind of valuing your resources and timing it a little bit better would make a big difference in this.
Szolgálatára. Vadászok. Igen.
So now you're going to be up, right? You really want to have at least 150 or 175 wood so you can build the blacksmith, right? But you used it. Also, that lumber camp's too far away. Push that lumber camp right up against the wood.
Szolgálatára.
But you used.
Vadászok.
Right, here we go. Let's do the math here. So you used 100, and 175. So you used 275 wood you didn't have to use because that mill, you don't need that mill there to get the hunt, right? You could just send 10 villagers, have them get. It's 35, that's 350, right? Send 10 villagers to get 350 food and have them walk all the way there, walk all the way back, right? Instead, you're using all that wood and you're building stuff that you don't need, right? You could have used that wood to build the blacksmith and the market, which is all you need to go up, right? And then maybe a couple of farms if you have extra wood. I usually like to do, when I do this strat, and I used to do like 2 or 3 farms right when I clicked up, just so that I would make sure I had the extra. Or you can also, when you just build the market, you can go up just with the market too. You can just buy it. If you have a little bit extra wood, or if you have a little bit extra gold, or even a little bit extra stone, you can just buy your way up. So like right here, you should have already one building being built or in the process, and then the next one being built or in the process. Or better off, you want to have one villager building one villager building the other one. So you're close. I mean, you're really, really close. But you probably, this strat, you can get this down where you already clicked up around 11 minutes, 12 minutes, something like that. Right, 12 minutes, I think. So you're just about 3 minutes behind from what you could be. But that's also a big deal because you're not making any villagers here.
Szolgálatára.
Right? And now you have the resources, but you don't have the buildings you need. Right? So that barracks was a waste. The lumber camp was a waste, and the mill was, I wouldn't say it was totally a waste because that might have worked out actually because you do have to travel pretty far. That makes it a lot more efficient. but you know, you didn't need it necessarily. And you're getting the lumber camp upgrade because you have the material and you don't know what else to do with it. Now, loom is a good idea, but you don't really have the gold for it. So now you have the problem where you're going to need to wait for more gold to come in. You only have one villager on gold.
Szolgálatára. Vadászok.
You know, when in doubt, just put more villagers on gold, because you can always use the market to buy and sell stuff. And you didn't build a market, so you know you can't do that now, but you did it right. And then, let's see, all right, looking up. All right, so you clicked up at around almost 17 minutes. I'd say you can probably get that down to 12 and a half. That's a huge difference, right? Huge difference. And look at the score difference too. So he's just been building villagers. He's been scouting. He's probably got army.
Igen.
You know, you're at 18. He's at 1800. You're at 1300. So it's a big difference.
Építkezek, építkezek, építkezek, építkezek, építkezek, építkezek, építkezek, építkezek.
Okay, so you're building the farm. So you know you're gonna need food for the hussars, right? If you time the stable, so I would do, you know, not build the stuff that we talked about, and then build the barracks and the stable on the way up. All right, so you keep I think you can just keep the 4 on wood the whole time from the very beginning. And that's probably enough wood. You probably don't need any more wood than that. You know, like right now you're getting all this extra wood. I'm not sure what you're going to do with it. You have to build houses, so think about that. I'd rather have a few on gold because of all the upgrades you need. Gold would be very helpful for that. You know, but again, you don't have a market, so even if you have the gold, you have to use it as gold. You can't change it into something else. But having a market would be really beneficial here.
Igen.
I don't know what you're gonna do with all that wood. That's a lot of wood. Yeah, I guess that plan is to build farms with it. Also, I don't know if I saw, but do the mill upgrade once you click up to Castle Age 2. Alright, so here's another little mistake. So you want to build a castle in the middle, right? Now, you waited until you are already up to send the villagers, right? You know it takes like, I don't know exactly, it takes like 2 minutes, minute and a half to click up. You know it's going to take you, 30, 40 seconds to walk from there to there. So you have to send them earlier, right? You got to build a house.
Jó napot, építkezek.
If you have to build a house, that's another mistake, because now you're many villagers down, right? At 20 minutes, I mean, if I was playing you would have been attacked and dead so long ago. But at this, like where you're at right now, you can get away with it because the other team he's not attacking you for whatever reason. But usually you're getting attacked. If you're playing decent players, you're getting attacked 12 minutes in maybe. Definitely by 20 minutes you should be getting attacked. Or you should at least expect to get attacked. So you have to be prepared for it, either by going up to castle and being ready, or so there's you hovered over and you tried to pick it. All right, so here's another thing. Why would you build a mining camp when you have all the material you need for a town center? Right? Like, mining camp doesn't do anything for you. Town center does something for you. So I'd rather see the town center in the middle there. I mean, your mentality is probably like, well, the mining camp is protected, but by the castle. But the town center, you can just keep building villagers. It'll be a lot more efficient. So next time, just build the town center there. And this town center, you want your town center protecting something, so you're gonna build farms around this, I assume. But you're probably better off having it right on a wood line, or wood's pretty important in this map. So I would put it right on a wood line. And then as you chop the wood, you can build more farms around it. But also, you're gonna make Magyar hustlers. You got 8 on food, so you have to figure out a way to do that. But this game, I think you win this game, I think you said, but it's super inefficient, everything. You're at 23 minutes. You should be having, I wouldn't say you should. You could have probably you know, 8 Magyar Hussars out on the field right now. You know, and you have 2 town centers. You're not building any villagers. So another thing.
Igen,
Horse collar's not in, so you built all those farms without horse collar.
Építkezek,
The way horse collar works
építkezek. Jó napot, parancs.
You get the extra food in the farm when you build it, right? So if you research it later, all the farms that are already built, you don't get. Okay, so you queued up 7 of them.
Szolgálatára.
Haven't made any new villagers.
Építkezek.
So I guess it's just the timing. The timing on all of this could be a lot better.
Parancs.
You know, instead of queuing up
Bányászok.
7 at once, you know, queue them up earlier. I know they build fast, but queue them up earlier, so that you know they already start building. Like as soon as you get the castle up, make some.
Igen.
And there's the villager production is just really lackadaisical, let's say. You know, the villager production, like if you have 2 town centers, there's no reason to have a second town center if you're not going to be building villagers out of it, right? So, you know, just click down, right? You click down, A, or I'm sorry, down Y, and then do it again, down Y. That's what I do, and just click down as many as you have. You know, this guy's clearly a little inexperienced, so I think you know he went up to Castle Age, but he doesn't really have anything protecting his peeps right now. Let's see, like this game, you could have won this game at the 20-minute mark probably. Where are we at with this? So you have 6 minutes left. Okay. I mean, good attacks, you know what to do. You're attacking the right villagers, you know. At this point, it's like, this is all the preparation phase. And, you know, you did the preparation
Jó
phase.
napot. Fát vágok.
You know, so you're set up. I mean, his score is higher than yours, so, like, he should be able to defend this. He's just not. I would prioritize trying to stop that castle. I would send all my units to the villages on that castle. But I mean, you already won this game. Like he doesn't have any.
Parancs.
Like he's just
Bányászok.
super slow with it.
Parancs.
Well, you could. So now you have a balance issue, right? You have all this gold, but you keep running out of food. I mean, out of wood, right? Because your farms keep trying to reseed. Which having horse collar earlier would help that. You need less wood when you have horse collar, right? And then, you know, just balancing, right? So I think you just fixed that not too long ago. You have a little bit better balance now, but you only have 6 on gold, which is better. But also, if you have that much gold, right, and you're building hussars, I think you researched just to have them with food. But even if you didn't, they don't take that much food, so. You know, you can definitely, like, yeah, you didn't research it yet. You're researching it now. But even now, like, what's the point of researching it? You have 1,200 gold. You know, just build more, right? Like, build more. You have him on the back foot. You know, your score is over him. Like, once your score gets above him and you're on the attack like that, you kind of know. You know, you kind of know that you're gonna be there. Yeah, wheelbarrow. This is a good time for it. You know, I think all these upgrades could have came in earlier. You know, now you're kind of looking back to your economy and you're building villagers. But you don't have to, like the way you're looking back here, you don't even have to do that. You can just down-click Y, down-click Y, down-click Y, down-click Y. Just keep doing that over and over again so you can get all your town centers. And then go back to your army. And just have your gather points set where you want them. So you have to go to wood, you have to go to gold. I would have 1 on wood, 1 on gold. And then slowly take them off of the wood, put them on farms like 4 or 5 at a time.
Építkezek.
All right, so you got The town center's still not. You have 300 food. You're not building any villagers, right? You're researching wheelbarrow in one. The other one builds some villagers, right? Same thing. You have 400 food. Not building villagers. There you go. Now you remembered. There you go. So you know how to do it. Clicking back and forth. You just have to remember to do it. And then where's your army? What's your army doing? You know, like go back to your castle. Keep building the hussars. Keep building the hussars. Keep building the hussars. You know, you had them on the back foot. You know, unless you're just trying to do something for fun. I didn't see. Yeah, see now you're making them, but it's like you have 4 coming out now when you could have had 5 coming out earlier, right? I didn't see you do the blacksmith upgrades, but I assume you did. See if you click on one of them. That was it. So you let them build that castle. Now you're gonna send your units right in front of it. So this is gonna end well. Okay, not fighting under the castle when it's on a hill, especially. Okay, so now you're on the attack. There you go. I was just gonna say click back to your base and build some villagers. For some reason you clicked back and didn't build any villagers. So right now is a good time. Down, Y. You know, down Y, down Y, down Y, down Y. Build as many as you can, and then hit the left trigger or left on the D-pad, and go back to your army. Because even, yeah, I mean even fighting under there, like you had him beat, you know. Let's see if you pick up your stats. I mean, I think like this guy wasn't necessarily a good test for you because he really like didn't have any kind of plan or strategy, especially for this map in particular. So the big thing I think is Dark Age can use a little bit of work, right? A little bit of work. Just building that house a little bit earlier, getting the position of the mining camp, the mill, the lumber camps, all that, getting them a little bit better. Setting your gather points. You had some gather point issues that he's super easy to fix, to set your gather points a little better. But I mean, overall, you had a plan, you stuck to the plan, and it overall worked, right? I think timing on those extra buildings you don't need. If you're gonna go do a strat like this, you don't do anything that doesn't get you to the next step. So the barracks you didn't need, the stable you didn't need. Those you can build when you're on the way to Castle Age. Sending the villagers to build the castle a little bit earlier. Build the town center, right in the middle, right after the castle, right? Because you had all the resources, you had the villagers there, put them there. But all right, let me see the next review here. I'll keep the same video going. What was the next one you wanted me to see? I don't remember. You have a 9-minute. Oh, I think it was a 9 because you said it was quick, so I'm gonna go with the 9-minute. Yeah, 9 minutes. Maybe this one doesn't go as well. Let's see what happens. Arabia. All right, Arabia and the gold mine, the center gold one. They kind of start the same. There's not a big difference between the starts. All right, so he's going Magyars, you're going Magyars. Valhalla, her name.
Parancs. Építkezek. Szolgálatára. Építkezek.
So if you can't, I find it helps to zoom out in the very beginning because you can see where all your villagers are.
Parancs.
Yeah, so same thing. You can, set the waypoints, or set the shift Q they call it. It's when you hold the left trigger. Like after you build the house, just hold the left trigger and have them go right to the sheep. It's helpful. All right, gathering sheep, kind of doing everything right. No mistakes as far as that goes. Great music. snare. I'm in my studio now, so I can like actually like hear the music good, like with the good speakers, a good listening environment. Oh, that snare had so much snap to it, you know.
Igen. Építkezek.
All right, so you kind of learn
Jó
your
napot.
lesson. You build in the house first. And that's fine. I don't think it makes a big difference timing wise. Like
Építkezek.
if you have
Igen.
the first or second
Gyűjtögetek.
villager going. You can build that lumber camp. You want to build that right on the wood line. So I think
Szolgálat.
you'll go
Építkezek.
one villager. I'm not sure, but if you can do it, always test it.
Jó napot. Építkezek.
And where'd your other villager go? Thought you had 2 out there. Did you hang on? Did you miss a villager? Okay. Yeah, you did. So you have number 8 coming out. You have 70 gold, 70 food, 85 food, but you're not queuing up. You have 100.
Igen.
Yeah, you gotta remember to queue up. Because you already set the
Építkezek.
waypoint, so he's going to the right place.
Jó napot.
So, you know, you're wasting. Basically,
Építkezek.
this is at least
Igen.
1 villager that you could have
Gyűjtögetek.
had out earlier. Maybe even 2. You really dropped the ball here.
Szolgálat. Építkezek.
But that's alright, it's alright, it's alright.
Jó napot. Építkezek.
Alright, you got 2 villagers out there on wood. I don't think you're fast castle in this one, so are you gonna do a 3rd one?
Parancs.
Yeah, what's going on with your waypoints? Like you need to set them
Fát
on
vágok. Jó
the
napot.
thing that
Fát vágok.
you're doing. Also, you could, there's left on the D-pad selects all villagers, so you could do that more.
Igen. Fát vágok.
Okay. So you got 4 on
Parancs.
wood. But you only want to do 4 on wood if you're doing a fast castle. So let's see. Let's see what you're doing here. You got the houses up early though. I like that. Definitely remember about the house.
Jó napot.
Now this one you don't have. Okay. You're going for the. I thought you were going for the
Again?
berries. But you don't have enough for a mill.
Megyek.
Maybe that was your plan to build a mill and then
So,
go
yeah.
for the elephant, but you didn't have.
Vadászok.
All right. You're forgetting about the villager building now. Okay. So
Igen.
yeah, I mean right now you're down like 2 or 3
Építkezek.
villagers. Again, that could be right in the berries. It's more efficient.
Parancs.
You're down maybe 3 or 4 villagers at this point.
Gyűjtögetek.
Just from forgetting. Just from getting distracted by doing other stuff. So you know, and you can tell in the score you're both Magyars, right? So there should be no score difference. But you know he's up 70 score on you. I used to send multiple to the berries. I think it's better to send more on the boar and the sheep. Because you can have like 10 around the boar or the elephant or whatever it is. And that'll just be a faster way of getting the food, and then you get the next one. You know, that gets the timing a little bit better. And when you have that many on the berries are just slower than
Vadászok. Gyűjtögetek.
anything under the town center, really. Okay, I like it. You're going to scout out a little bit more. See that shift queuing for I do the same thing. Like it works great. You know, just send them on their way.
Igen.
All right, so you have 7 on wood right now. Is that
Fát
right?
vágok.
All right. So what's that about? So
Igen. Igenis.
yeah, you have another
Vadászok.
boar that you need to get.
Vadászok. Parancs. Azonnal. Értettem.
Jó napot.
Yeah, so you clicked a little late,
Vadászok.
sending that villager back.
Szolgálatára.
Also now you're at 20 population, but you need 100 more
Igen. Gyűjtögetek.
wood, 100 more food. So yeah, you don't. I mean, having 7 on food is just way. I mean, 7 on wood is way too many. You should have more on food. You really want to have 2 or 3 you're going up at 20 population. You don't want to have 7. 7's insane.
You
So,
are-
I mean, unless you have some sort of really crazy strategy that's going to pay off.
Szolgálatára.
Let's
Lyukas
see what you got here.
szolgálatára. Vadászok.
Okay, so you clicked up 9 minutes. So you know you can click up at like a little over 7.
Jó napot, gyűjtögetek.
So you're about 2 minutes late, and mostly it's just from
Építkezek.
forgetting to build villagers and having too many on wood. But I like you got the as soon as you click up, you go to build the barracks. I like that. Now don't forget you gotta also build the house. Hopefully you can do that. Looks like you found his his sheep. He stole them. Now I'd be looking at your scout right now, because back here, you know, like you can shift queue him, right? So maybe you have to focus on that a little bit. Like you can already place that house. Just hold left trigger, place the house.
Jó
And then go over to your
Jó
scout.
napot. Igenis,
So
gyűjtögetek.
that'll free you up. That'll free up your
Gyűjtögetek.
brain work. Because now you need to build a house. You forgot
Parancs,
about the house.
gyűjtögetek.
Whatever to
Jó
the
napot.
house. There you go.
Építkezek.
But even that's like, you know, cutting it as close as possible. But you have 500 wood in 50 gold, right? So I don't know what the plan would be with that much wood. Just too much wood, really.
Parancs.
Alright, I mean the timing's good. The timing's
Építkezek.
good. You know? You're at 11:30. So at 11:30, you know, a good player will be attacking you with, you know, 4 scouts right now, right? Or you know, skirmishers and spears or archers, like it's coming with something.
Szolgálatára.
So I think, you know, you already had a lot of wood, so maybe it would have made more sense to
Építkezek.
Szolgálatára. Jó
build a
szolgálatára.
lumber camp, you know, with some of the guys.
Építkezek.
So now you're making the big mistake of not having horse
Építkezek.
collar
Építkezek. Építkezek.
before
Építkezek.
building the farms, right?
Szolgálatára.
Szolgálatára. Gyűjtögetek. Parancs. Gyűjtögetek.
Igen.
Igen.
Szolgálatára.
Yeah, also
Fine,
just use the
fine.
up button to select all idle villagers too. Oh. Okay. I don't know what happened here. I'm gonna do your other video, so I guess you don't want to play it. But I mean, just looking at the way you're building stuff though, like you can definitely do better than that. You know, just making sure you're clicking on the villagers to build them. All right, let's check out this one. So we got 4 lakes. I like 4 lakes a lot. Are you really going Turks? What do you know about Turks? What do you know about the Turks? I don't know nothing about the Turks. You said this was a complete failure.
Hazır. Usta.
All right, so you say that
Efendim?
you got pushed
Usta.
early and you didn't know what to do. So let's see. Let's see if we can figure out what to do here. All right, we'll send the sheeps in. Sheeps. Yeah. Again, you can shift queue all these guys. So while they're building the houses, as soon as you set them on the house,
Evet.
select them all, hold the left trigger,
Seis.
send them to a sheep, right? As soon as you see the sheep, send your scout directly to the sheep too, so that they become yours. So you can send them back to your town center. Great snare sound. I guess I can make this more big. All right. I mean, generally your Dark Age is good. A couple little things. You know, you're scouting well. You know, you can shift queue the villagers. You know, you can place your lumber camp and mining camps a little bit more efficiently.
Emret.
Also, one thing I don't think I mentioned this. I know we talked about it. Is those little trees around your town center, like these trees around the town center here. You can take those with the villagers that are coming out like towards the end, put them on theirs, and you can move them around. So they chop them all. All they do is just chop them one time, or twice, so that they fall. Then you can build farms in that area, and then you take those villagers and you build farms with them. but not yet. Obviously, that would be more in feudal age. So he's got a higher score. I don't know. Just could be a Turk advantage, scouting or something. But
Evet.
I mean, you're building villagers fine. I don't see any idle time. You know, you're sending 3 to wood. Now 4 to wood. So you're just going for too much wood for some reason. I don't know. You don't need that much wood. You really want to get, you know, the food figured out, right? Like 3 is the most ever send to wood ever.
Emrin.
Right? Unless you're doing
Usta.
like some kind of fast castle strategy, then 4. But you never want to send more than 4. And if you're doing a normal strategy, 3 is more than sufficient. I'd say 2 is ideal.
Hazır. Usta.
Emrin.
Yeah, also a little thing with that mill,
Avcı.
instead of putting it on
Evet.
like the edge, like the short edge, but on the
Yaparım.
long edge, just makes it more efficient.
Hazır.
Emredim.
Avcı. Efendim? Seis.
Yeah, and again, you know, you really don't need, like, the one villager on the mill is fine. I think the rest are better off on the sheep and on the boar. You know, early on, like little, you know, like I'm nitpicking all the little inefficiencies because early on they make such a difference. Once you get to, you know, Castle Age, Imperial Age, it doesn't make a difference because you can have, you know, like you're already set up. It's like you have 100 villagers working, so if, you know, some of them are a little inefficient here and there, it's not the end of the world because you have 98 more of them, you know. But here, if you have, you know, 2 villagers and inefficient, it's like that's 20% of your population, you know. So you really want to be perfect with everything early on. And then it just snowballs from there because if your Dark Age is inefficient, then your Feudal Age is going to be, you know, a little bit behind. Even if you become efficient, it's just behind what the other guy is, and so on and so forth. So he's got a much higher score. This is disturbing. Let's see what happens. I haven't seen you, you know, not build villagers, so it doesn't seem like you're too inefficient. But like all those idle ones, put them on the sheet. There you go.
Evet.
So you know what to do. It just there's a lot of things to think about. And that's why doing things like continuing
Avcı.
just helps so much because you don't have to think about it, you know.
Efendim? Seis.
Also, I don't see you doing like the big circles too often. You kind of try to pick them with just one. I do the big circles on everybody. Like just hold A and it makes a big circle, and then you can pick whatever's inside the circle. So even if it's just for one unit, it just makes it quicker to pick them.
Efendim. Seis.
Hazır. Usta.
Okay. So like little thing there, right? And now you're not. Yeah. So this is just you're not be able to click up because you have just too many
Efendim?
not getting
Usta.
food.
Avcı.
Like even these guys, like you're
Avcı.
better off. I understand the idea of getting them, but get to, you know, click up first, right? You know, like if they're not gonna help you click up, they're like they could have been gathering berries and picked you up a little bit earlier, or just force drop. But what you can do though, send those villagers, have them go over there, shoot one of the
Efendim.
deer. Then after the deer is dead, build the mill right next to it. Then it's super efficient, you know. And also, if you're gonna do that, you're probably better off doing it with more than 2. You know, I think hunt you get more benefit having more because they can carry 35 apiece as opposed to 10, like from the berries.
Efendim.
And you're going far. Even if you build a mill right next to them, like the deer kind of move around a little bit, like you're just
Usta.
traveling a little farther. So, all right. So you had a very late click up. I think that's probably what's gonna kind of hold you back here. And that lumber camp definitely would be right on the wood. Just that simple to change. To be honest, your barracks timing is pretty good. That was one thing I still struggle with now. Like just getting the barracks up like on time. So I can build the next building. But yeah, he's building a lot of army right now, I think. Because his score is just way higher than yours. He's doing something that's getting his score much higher. Alright, now you needed a house, right? So you already
Usta.
forgot about the house. So stop forgetting about houses. I'd say, honestly, because
Indeed.
like building
Avcı.
houses is something you forget a lot, build extra.
Efendim.
You know, it's so much more valuable
Usta.
to have like your villagers continually being produced. But like right now, you could get wheelbarrow while you're waiting for the house to be built. You know, you always want your town center working, whatever it's doing. Yeah, this is just a sloppy game from you. It's just a really sloppy start. You know, getting
Evet.
housed.
Usta.
You got 5 villagers in queue. You don't have the
Emre?
stable up at almost 13 minutes.
Usta.
Didn't get the like bid action should get it immediately as soon as you click up. Like you should be hovering on your lumber camp, and when you get up, you got bid action. going.
Evet.
Then you go to town center, and well, you should already have villagers queued up. But if you don't,
Avcı.
queue them up. But yeah, like at this point, take one villager, have them build 4 houses. You know, because you're gonna be building
Hazır.
units. You know, you don't want to have to think about it when you're in a battle or something.
Usta.
That gold camp. Where's your other gold? You have another gold closer to your base. I don't like the gold camp in front, because if he attacks you there, it's gonna be really tough for you to get back to your town center. I think I'd rather see it like next to the house there,
Hazır.
like down in that area there,
Madenci.
right around there. That way, if he attacks you, you can go back. And also, I never really talk about it with you, but it's nice if you can build all these buildings like in lines, so that it protects your town center, or it protects your villagers. Oh, he's fishing. That's why. That's why he's so much higher than you.
Hazır. Avcı.
Yeah, and those villagers, they should
Indeed.
just go for those animals. You shouldn't really need them to.
Efendim?
Yep, you got housed again, so you just need to build
Usta.
houses. you know?
Usta. Usta.
Like
Usta.
just start building
Usta.
extra houses. You know.
Usta. Evet. Usta.
Same thing with that mining camp. I don't
Efendim?
love. The
Madenci.
spacing is
Evet.
good, like 1 tile away, but I don't
Emre?
love it's in front.
Usta.
You know, even if you delete that mill, like you don't really need that mill there. All right, here it goes.
Emre hazır. Çiftçi.
All right, I mean you responded pretty quickly.
Evet. Çiftçi.
So, all right, hold on. So here's your big problem. So he only comes with these. Maybe got a handful of them. You know, you had a spear, so you kind of expected this, right? But you're housed, right? You're not building that other spearmen, the other villagers. You're not actually building them because you don't have the population space. So I mean, that's just something. You know, you have 300 wood. Just have one villager building, you know, 5 houses. Like you could build a house. You know, basically from here to here, you could have built houses. From here to this lumber camp, you could have built houses. Like make a wall of houses with one villager. You know, once you get to maybe like 22 population, something like that. Just have them build house after house because you're building a lot of units. You're creating a lot of units. So you're gonna need the population space. You know, and they can act as walls. So I think just having one villager, just take them off wood, have one villager building houses as soon as you get to like 22 population or so, like pretty much as soon as you get to feudal age, just start building houses until you have like at least 60 population. All right, and that'll make things a lot easier for you. All right, but you know what to do. I mean, he's attacking with scouts, so you know you got to build some spearmen. He's only got what, 5? Yeah, I mean, 2 scouts can handle that. Keep your villagers alive. Yep. 2 spearmen can handle those scouts. That shouldn't be a big issue. You know, the only issue that you're gonna have is he's gonna run around and waste your time and everything because you're so. All right, when you're defending like this, right? He's just gonna run around your base. Like you do this, I do this. You know, like you just run around the base. You look for villagers. So instead of clicking your spearmen to follow him, send two to your wood line, right? Like you see him going clockwise. You know, it's pretty obvious. He's going clockwise. Send two to your wood line that he's going to go, right? If he doesn't go there, send two to your gold. Send two to the other wood line. You know, he's only got 4 scouts, right? It's super easy to build spearmen. They're cheap, and you have plenty of material for them. You know, you just have to build them and just kind of place them where they got to be, and just let them sit there, you know, and then keep your villagers working. You don't have to even send them in because your spearmen are going to kill them. Or even, you know, if he attacks your wood line, right? If you already attacked him with your spearmen and he's running around, turn around with your villagers and try to kill him. You're better off, you know, losing 1 or 2 villagers than sending them all back to town center and just staying in your town center while he runs around. But also, you still need to build houses. Like, it's not always easy, but you have to figure out how to build houses while this is going on.
Madenci. Evet hazır.
Efendim?
Yeah, okay. I mean, you kind of know what to do. You're keeping your villagers working. You know, the big issue here is you're housed and you're not building any more villagers.
Evet hazır.
Like he might as well have killed 10 villagers by now because he's been attacking for, you know, 3 minutes and you've been sending your villagers in so they're not working, and you haven't been making villagers because you haven't been making houses.
Evet.
So it's just, yeah, this is just a mess.
Usta.
That lumber camp, I guess you're trying to just like move it to a different spot, but you don't need that. Like, why are you building a lumber camp instead of a house? You know,
Hazır.
like there's
Usta.
just no reason. And again, you know, it's panic when you don't have population space. It's panic mode. You're sending 4 to go chop wood, and you're sending 1 to build a house. All right, and you see, like, his walls are a perfect example of what like you could do by building walls in a line. You know, building houses in a line. You know, it would make a difference. But at this point, he's already won the game because he's done so much damage to you, right? Yeah, and I mean the walls are a good idea now, but you know it's kind of too late for him because you're not going to be able to wall up your entire map
Efendim?
this quickly. And now you're clicking up. Okay, let's see what you do. Let's see what you do. What's the choice? Didn't make a choice. You looked at your town center and was like, should I click up or should I go get wheelbarrow or should I not? So I think this is just like I get it. You're like, okay, well, if I get to Castle Age, you know, everything's gonna be fine, right? I'll be able to make knights. I'll be stronger. I'll be fine, you know. But the issue is your economy is so far behind, and going to Castle Age just puts your economy more behind because you're not making any units. You're not like becoming more efficient. You're just going to Castle Age, and then what are you going to do? You know, you're going to get upgrades. I mean, on your 25 villagers. So you're much better off staying in feudal age longer and trying to get your economy, you know, actually working, right? You know, you're 20 minutes in, you have 25 villagers at 20 minutes. He didn't kill any villagers, I don't think. Not a single one. You know, all he did was stop you from making villagers because you didn't know what to do. You didn't build houses. You sent villagers in from, you know, far away, like that lumber camp. You know, also like that this lumber camp on the bottom here. If you're gonna build a second lumber camp, try to get it behind your base. Like on this wood line in the back would have been a better spot for it. You know, anything in the front of the base is just closer to him, so it puts your villagers in danger. You know, like if you were building houses, you know, you could build 1, 2, 3, 4, probably get like 5, 6 houses in front over here. Like I like this wall. Like the idea of that wall is a good idea. But you could have done that with houses earlier. You know, instead of building these in the back, they don't protect anything in the back. They just get in your way when you have to expand and build more farms, right? So build houses in the front like this. You know, go from this wood line. I would have gone from this wood line over to here, right? And he still can kind of get in, but it just makes it a little bit trickier, right? It's not the best map for you too. You have to see it because you have your golds are in front, your stones are in front, right? So, you know, you have wood lines in the back, but your gold and stone are in front, and even your berries were in front. So it's like it's not exactly an ideal map for you, but you know, you have to try to overcome that. So Yeah, I mean, he won this game already simply by delaying your economy, and getting you like kind of on edge where you weren't making villagers and you weren't making houses to make villagers, and he came with 5 scouts. Like that's not enough to destroy your entire economy, right? Also, this map really you should fish, so maybe that's something to think about.
Emrin
Efendim.
hazır.
Usta. Madenci.
All right, so now let's see what you're thinking. I think you're thinking about going to knights, right? Now he stopped attacking. He's up in Castle Age. He's got a score that's 1,000 higher than you. So it's like I'd be thinking, okay, how am I going to lose this game? Well, he's going to come with a big army, right?
Hazır.
So how could you win this game? And I'd say get a castle up, right? And at least get a castle up, get your economy figured out, Because now you have a moment to breathe. You kind of can think about it. Having stronger units, not really going to help you that much because he's going to be able to come with such a mass.
Emrin.
So I think economy. That's what it is.
Usta.
And then that house, I'm not sure
Efendim.
about that one because you're walling your villagers away
Usta.
from your town center.
Usta.
Evet.
Evet.
Usta.
And also, I don't know if you still have your scout, but you might as well go see what's going on his side of the map. It is in Castle, so you might have another. Another town center up somewhere. All right, so making the right move, putting a town center up. I like that spot.
Usta.
So if you're gonna build it on the gold, build it on the gold. So there's no space in between the town center and the gold. All right, so you're thinking about knights. You have 25 villagers, which obviously is not enough. Maybe thinking camels. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not a bad unit to go. But look at your economy, though. So you have 800 wood, 800 gold, and 80 food.
Evet. Oduncu.
But the weird thing is you only
Efendim?
have 5
Usta.
on wood. So you're
Evet.
just not using your wood in any way that makes sense. You're using a lot of food, right? But you can't have,
Oduncu.
only 1 or 2 on wood. So it's just a kind of a mess. I think the big issue is just you don't have enough villagers. 25 minutes in, you should have 40 villagers at least, right? Just from one town center. And now you're getting a second town center up, but how are you going to do it? What I would do in this situation, okay? Because this is like trick. Like if you put me in, gave me your sticks, and was like, here, do this, right? So I would have tried to put more on stone to get a castle because I know he's going to come attack. I know he's going to have a big army, so a castle at least buys me some time. But you can put a castle like somewhere over here, and it protects. You got stone, gold, and you can get this wood over here, right? So I would do a castle there. And then I would have taken, let's say I only had 5 on wood. I would send this town center to put them on wood, right? I'd build another town center over here, build another my lumber camp maybe over here, and put all the villagers coming out on wood. Take all the villagers that are on wood and build farms, right? So I'd build 5 farms around here, okay? I'd even take some of them that are on gold and put them on farms because you just do not have enough. Or get a market up and just do it all at the market, right? It's not necessarily as good, but if you could have, let's say you take 3 from wood and you take 4 from gold, right? So that's 7. So then that gives you 16 farms, 16 on wood right away. That's enough to make knights. That's enough to make villagers, and hopefully if you have that castle up, especially before you do all that. So I think just kind of balancing that and just kind of thinking like what you want to do would really make a difference. Because he wrecked your economy with 5 scouts, So now it's just playing the comeback game. But also build the villagers. Use the hotkey, you Dumbo. Build the villagers. Build the villagers. So you're trying to get wheelbarrow, which I like the idea, but just let it happen naturally. You know, you're better off having more villagers with wheelbarrow than having wheelbarrow with less villagers. You know, now you're prioritizing the wrong things here. You're prioritizing army because you think he's going to come attack with knights, which he's gonna, obviously, but you know, you have to continue building villagers. But there's no reason to have 2 town centers if you're not going to use them.
Usta. Efendim? Usta.
All right, now you're trying to play catch up here. The thing is, like, it's if you did all that, you'd be able to catch up. You really would be able to. Yeah, keep building villagers. If you're trying to get wheelbarrow, you're trying to save up for it. You're much better off having villagers coming out. Because if you have the extra villagers coming out, you're gonna have food faster. You know.
Hazır.
And then instead of the 10% going to,
Hazır.
instead of
Usta.
the 10% going to,
Oduncu.
20 villagers or 25, it's going to 35. But here, this market, there's a spot up on the top there. You can't see it here, but there's a spot up on the top that you could build it. It'll kind of act as a wall a little bit. You know, try to start thinking about your placements a little bit better because you're kind of just haphazardly throwing stuff there. Heavy plow. I mean, instead of building villagers, you're getting heavy plow, you know? Now you're thinking about fishing. All right, buying food. I mean, I like the market, you know? Market is good for situations where things are messy. So... You know, I mean, at this point, he should have attacked you already, right? Now, 11 camels coming out of one stable.
Efendim.
Okay, so you sold all of... Okay.
Usta.
So you're... I like that you're thinking about stuff, but it's definitely slowing you down. Now, you have 400 wood. Why not have 2 more stables? Right?
Usta.
Evet.
All right. So this guy, he's coming with the scouts. He's just patrolling. He just wants to see what's going on. Not like he's attacking. But you'll clear that up. But he should have a whole lot more, right? By this time, you know, so you're already chasing him. You know, you're gonna kill him. You know, you got camels. He's only got a few scouts. You're gonna kill him.
Emrin.
Just hit X. You know, click on him with X. They'll kill him. But click on your town centers and build villagers now. You know, like just constantly down Y, down Y, down Y, down Y, down Y, just down Y, down Y, down Y, down Y on the sticks. Just like that should be muscle memory, you know. Now at this point, he's got such a high score, but he's not attacking, right? So sometimes people, especially at this level, they just can do the economy, but they can't do any military. They're not good at it, right?
Madenci.
So go probe them. You know, you have enough of a mass, and camels are, you know, somewhat fast. Go see what he's got out there. Maybe you can go kill some villagers. Maybe you can go kill some scouts that are just hanging around. Like, you know, don't hide in your base because you're behind, right? When you're behind, you have to do something to make things happen, right? So if you're not doing a killer job in your economy, which you're not, you know, you're at 30 villagers, right? Yeah, there you go. So that what you just did, where you're building all the villagers, you gotta do that more. You just gotta focus on doing that. You know?
Efendim?
So I don't know if I saw you get your wood upgrade,
Hazır.
Castle Age, but if you didn't, that should be priority
Madenci.
over other upgrades. But yeah, I'd love to see you go probe him. You know, he's got way higher score. You know he's in the lead. Yeah, you didn't get the wood upgrade. So that would have been nice to have earlier, even though you had a lot of wood. But like, take him off wood and, you know, figure it out. Yeah, so the dock you have to set the waypoint for as well. Still one stable, you know. The thing about like you're trying to get a defensive force, camels are defensive, and you're trying to catch up at the same time. You know, if you're gonna do it like make 11 camels, make them quick. You know, get 2-3 stables
Usta.
going so they come out. And even if this is enough, right? Which it isn't, but let's just say this is enough.
Efendim.
You know, if he kills all your camels, you want to be able to make them again really fast.
Usta.
You know? I like the idea of the lumber camp. I like the idea. You know, now, down, Y. Down, Y, down, Y, down, Y, down, Y, down, Y, down, Y, down, Y. Just get in the habit of doing that, making villagers constantly. Because then all of your numbers are going up higher, you know? You know, at this point, you want to be sending
Hazır.
more villagers to build houses. You know, you should be kind of noticing.
Usta.
Your score, honestly, you're catching up to them. You know, it's not that far off. Yeah, I think you're just not quite sure what to do. But when in doubt, just get your economy going. You know, because you're building an army, but you're not attacking. You know, and he's not attacking, right? So if he's not attacking, it's like he's
Evet.
giving you time to get your economy right, and you're kind of wasting it.
Usta.
You know, you have enough for
Usta.
another town
Usta.
center. Right, you have enough for more farms. Basically, think of it like this: however many town centers you need 6 on food for each town center. Okay. After that, the rest is for military for whatever, right? So you have 2 town centers, so that's 12,
Efendim. Usta.
right? And then the rest is for other things. Your only reason that you're able to make the rest of this
Efendim?
army is because you're not building villagers. You know,
Emre?
you have to just be making villagers constantly.
Usta.
Making houses. At this point, someone definitely needs to be just making houses. You know, everything is just kind of a mess right now. But he's giving you the time. This is a good thing. He's giving you the time to come back. You just have to take advantage of it. You know. Like what I said earlier about the game's over, he gave you so much time to recover that the game wouldn't have been over. But you didn't really recover though. You just
Evet,
built a bunch of
usta.
camels. Oh, where is he going? He's got units inside of those those battery rams. This actually isn't a bad fight for you. You have the right units. Looks like he has a whole bunch more, but so okay. Imagine this. Imagine this. You had 5 stables out right now. You could make 10 more camels in the next minute, you know? Because you have 1 stable that he's destroying, you have no way to come back. There's just nothing you can do that's gonna get you back in this game. Your economy isn't that bad, you know? You have 48 villagers, you have 19 on food, 17 on wood, 6 gold. You know, you have plenty of resources. Like you could make another 10 camels right now, fight this off, right? And then he's going to be like, "Oh no, what do I do? Huh? I don't have a plan right now." Because he's lost. Like he should have beaten you 20 minutes ago in this game, you know? But I think you just need to kind of get the economy in order and then don't panic and keep things working, keep the villager production. You know, the biggest thing I'm seeing here is just villager production. Villager production. You know, you could have twice as many villagers just from not making them. So, let's see what happens. Oh, you got Janissaries. Yeah, so you're thinking, oh, I don't have any army. I don't have any other buildings. I have the castle, so what can I make? So there you go.
Usta.
Yeah, so now you're thinking about making stuff. It's like, why didn't you think about that when you had nothing else to think about? You know, like you had the time to do it. You just got to do it. Yeah, now it's just gonna steamroll you.
Efendim? Usta. Doğru.
Emret.
You got no quit in you though. I like that. Got no quit.
Hazır ol. Evet. Tamam. Allah Allah.
The Janissaries are good units, man.
İleri.
Tough units. All right, so let's see if you do. Yeah, so he was fishing from the start, right? So that's kind of what was going on there. Yeah, let's look at some statistics. So he's much higher rated. It was only a -1. So he's a much higher rated player, honestly. So that was a really good test. Like that's like a really really good test. Let me see what that guy was ranked. Hold on, what his rating is. Because I think honestly, with a few changes in that, you would have been able to absolutely beat him. I don't think that was like beyond your abilities to beat him. But he was much much higher ranked. Let's see. That was 4 lakes. Wow, that guy's ranked 1457. That's really really high. I think that's high. That's higher than me. I think he is number 136th on controller. Dude, that is actually really impressive that you were able to like kind of have signs of life. So I'm ranked 178. So he's like a little bit higher than I am. Um, that's freaking awesome. So, all right, a big thing is in that particular game, economy, economy, economy. Right? He gave you time. He made the mistake of giving you time. Right? I think he could tell from the score and from kind of how the game was going that he had the time and he wanted to just build a big army. But the good things, you made the right units. Right? You balanced your economy. Okay, you built that market to figure that out. Uh, the negatives, just getting housed, not building houses, not focusing on getting houses out, right? Um, not building villagers when you have the resources, you have the population space, you have the time, like just always, always, always down Y, down Y, down Y, down Y. uh, getting more town centers. Like when he gives you time like that, like you're thinking like, oh, I need to make a big army, I need to prepare for this. No, you don't. You need to prepare to be ready when he attacks, right? So you need to have the production buildings available. Have the 4 stables. Make some, don't make zero, but you really want to be prioritizing building villagers. So if you have the choice to build a camel or a villager, you choose the villager. You say, well, what if he attacks me? It doesn't matter. You have the ability to get the economy right so that you can build the military, right? So in that situation, if you have to choose between them, you build a villager, right? So you just build villager, villager, villager, villager, villager. Now you have 3 in queue, 2 in queue from each town center. Okay, now you click on the stable and you go ahead and you build the camels. Okay, now you have the extra wood. Go build more farms. Go build another town center. Build more stables. Build more. You kind of knew he was going to attack with knights. It was kind of obvious just from his attack with the scouts. Like it was obvious. If you click on the scouts early too, like his scouts, you can see if he has upgrades. If someone upgrades their scouts, they're almost always going knights because they go from scouts with the cavalry upgrades also works for the knights, right? So if you see he has +1 on the scout, he's probably going knights, almost guaranteed, because that's a lot of resources. You're spending 150 resources plus I think another 100. Spend 250 food early to upgrade scouts, so you're going to want to use those on your knights. So uh, I think that a lot of little changes. Like I don't think that guy is that much better than you. Just if you had made a few different decisions. All right, dude. Hope this helps, man. I hope it does. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Peace out. Catch you later. Be good. See ya.